Hey guys, Liquid Fire here. Thanks for joining me again tonight. So obviously we are in Way of the Hunter looking at the new DLC. So update 128.0 is the Hunter's Advantage Pack. It's a DLC with 3 rifles and an e-collar. So not a big one, but some interesting stuff. So this is going to go live apparently as of this moment. It's going to go live the same day that this video comes out. So as it stands today, the plan looks like it's to launch on the 18th of August. And the cost is going to be $4.99 US. Actually, it looks like $4.99 across the board. I don't know. I'm sure the prices will change depending on your region. But $4.99 in the US is what we're looking at for the cost of this. So just a normal DLC price, nothing too outrageous. But let's take a look at it. We'll go through, look at everything, look at the weapons and the ammo and the collar. We'll jump in game, play around a little bit. This isn't going to be a long, in-depth study of the weapons or anything. We'll try to shoot something with each of them maybe, just to kind of get a feel. But this is not a deep dive into the new weapons or anything like that. But we do want to at least look at them, showcase them a little bit, let's just see what they look like, and see if it's a DLC that you're interested in. So it is the Hunter's Advantage Pack, and they say you can upgrade your gear with the new DLC pack featuring 3 specialized rifles and a versatile universal electronic collar, built for hunts from small game to big trophies. And the e-collar is actually very interesting. I haven't got to use it yet. I have held off on using it. But I've done a little bit of digging into it, and I think it's going to pique some interest. And I think that it will almost universally be in your pack out now. So when you load out for any map, you're probably going to have the universal collar with you. But let's look at what they say here. So hot on the heels of our last anniversary update featuring the free Bergara Wilderness HMR rifle, which is not a bad rifle. If you haven't seen the video on that, I did walk through it a little bit. I've played with it a little bit more, not much, but it's a solid rifle. It's not bad. It's not as good as the SM-12, but it's pretty good, and it's free. So as a new player to the game, having that as a free rifle, that's a big win. So definitely a really solid option. And being free, it's fantastic. But they're back with more content, this time to upgrade your hunting arsenal. They're happy to introduce the Hunter's Advantage Pack DLC, now available for Way of the Hunter. This pack introduces a brand new set of tools to your hunting loadout featuring 3 powerful rifles. Powerful, maybe, but we'll say 3 new rifles, tailored to various game types, and a universal electronic collar to help you attract your target with ease. I will go ahead and forewarn you, this is not an e-collar that you go sit down 50 yards in front of you and turn it on. Just as a heads up. That's what I was hoping for when I saw that it was an e-collar. I got super excited about that, and it doesn't seem like that's actually what it is. We'll look at it, but don't get too excited over that particular element of gameplay. But whether you're hunting small game, mid-sized predators, or big game, this pack brings precision, power, and adaptability straight into your hands. All right, so in the Advantage Pack, the first one on the list is the Prairie Hunter the Jack. I don't know why they named so many things the Jack. You got Holden the Jack, Cinnamon Sky the Jack, now you got just the Jack. But it's a 44 Remington Magnum lever action. So yes, they are bringing in a lever action. And no, this is not a DLC full of lever actions. It has 1 lever action, and it's the 44 Remington Mag. Not at all what I expected in the DLC, not what I think a lot of people expected, but they did hold true with the hint. They said it was going to be basically a more powerful lever action, and it certainly is. So it's a 44 mag, so it's a classic lever action, where style meets modern reliability. Ideal for medium game and those who love fast follow-up shots. So That's the first one. So it's a 44 mag. The next is the Marcheford Mordecai Doublejab. Interesting name. A 416 Remington Magnum, not a 416 Rigby. Why did they not do the 416 Rigby? It's such an iconic load. But it's the 416 Remington Magnum. It's still a monster. So it's a break action double barrel powerhouse built for big game hunters who need maximum impact and fine craftsmanship. Why not do the Rigby? Such an iconic cartridge. But it's the 416 Remington Mag. Next you have the Vanhoutte. I don't know how you say it the right way. We'll call it the Vanhoutte. The Hawk Long Range. It's a 224 Valkyrie. So it's a bolt action rifle created for small game. High precision, lightweight, and deadly accurate. The deadly accurate, it seems, is somewhat subjective. We'll look at it. And it seems to be just a shade. Well, I won't say just a shade. I've been advised that it is not as accurate as the top three today. So it's not on par with your monoblock 308, the monoblock Armad 270, or the SSG M1. Steyr still holds the accuracy leverage on everything. And then you have the Antoillier Universal Electronic Collar, a compact directional speaker. Now, I'm going to stop there after I say directional speaker, because the first thing that made me think is, okay, is this thing only going to call in one direction? Nope, not the case. I asked about that immediately, and it is your standard multi-directions. It's no different than your other collars. I didn't ask specifically about the range, but I'm suspecting it's probably still going to be the 250 meter range. But it's a compact directional speaker unit preloaded with a variety of animal specific calls. And by variety, they mean everything that you can call today. 47 different animals are loaded into this thing. Everything you can call today is in this one collar. It's perfect for hunters on the move. So this DLC is designed to offer flexibility without compromising performance, and each tool in the pack fills a specific role in your hunting loadout. We hope these additions bring more depth to your hunts. Okay, so that's everything they have to say about it. Let's go look at what we got here. So we're going to jump into Nez Perce. And I may have to turn some stuff on to make sure that it shows everything. I can't remember what I have turned on for the HUD. Yeah, we're going to have to turn some stuff on. Let me pause things real quick, and I'll just get some stuff turned back on. Okay, so we got some settings turned back on here. Let's jump over here to the computer and take a look at the new rifles. I haven't even claimed them yet, so brand new. So we'll just start here with Hunter the Jack. That's going to be our 44. So it's a lever action with an 8-round capacity. It's obviously 44 Remington mags, and the hunting tier is 4 to 6. So we'll pick it up and we'll look at the ammo on it real quick. All right, so here we are with the 44 Remington Magnums. So we'll look at the free version first. So this is the tier 4. So this is what is considered the handgun load. Now there is an interesting caveat with that I'll talk about in a second. But it's considered the handgun load. It's got a velocity of about 1220, and it's coming out of the barrel with about 1,075 joules. That's a 240 grain bullet. So that's not super powerful. Okay, we're going to go to the Barnes Expander. Again, listed as handgun over here on the left. These are $90. 1280 FPS, 1109 joules, a 225 grain bullet. So you went from 240 down to 225. So that's the expander, and this is a hollow point, as was the free one, the core locked. And if we look at the hammer down handgun. So this may change by the time it goes live, where it says handgun here, because this is a center fire rifle cartridge. It is a much more powerful round. So this is going to have around 2120 joules of power coming out. 1615 FPS, throwing a 270 grain bullet. Okay, so let's think about that and compare it to the 3030, which is the other lever action we have. The managed recoil has 1780 joules, but the core locked and the Nosler both come out with more energy. So is it a bigger, more powerful lever action? It's bigger. It is, a 44 caliber versus 30 caliber, but it's not like it's not the type of power that I was, or size maybe, that I was expecting. So it's kind of, it is bigger. It's a 44, but it is what it is. I think that it'll have some use. It'll be novel if nothing else, and it is another lever action that people can play with. So that's what we've got here. So we're going to go ahead and buy some rounds so that we have them. All right, let's go back to the rifles and look at the next one. So this is the 224. So it's a 224 Valkyrie. So we've got a 10 mag capacity. I don't know if these are 10 plus 1 or what they are yet. But it's a 10 round capacity. It's a bolt action in 224. And the hunting tier is 3 to 4. So we're going to go ahead and claim this guy. Oh, you know what? Let me jump back. We did not inspect the new lever action. I apologize. So we'll take some time to look over this. It's a really nice looking rifle here. And it is certainly a much more modern piece than Grandpa's old 3030. So there is the Prairie Hunter the Jack. Prairie Hunter the Jack. Why everything has to be the Jack, I don't know. All right, so back to the 224. So we'll inspect it now. And to me, this thing, I think the only way I can describe it is piss ugly. Oh my gosh. I think it may actually be more ugly than the Steyr Scout. This thing is just hideous looking. And I don't mean that in like it's poorly designed or anything like that. The design itself is fine. But dear goodness, that needs a new stock on it so bad it's not even funny. Look at the trigger safety. Yeah, to me, that thing is just hideous to look at. All right, so we already claimed it. Let's go take a look at the ammo for the 224, which we now know is all the way at the bottom. All right, so starting with the free, we've got the Accurcay. So 3300 FPS, 1967 joules. This is a tier 3. 60 grain bullet. If we move down to the Fusion MSR, actually I should say this first one's a polymer hollow tipped. The second one is a soft point, 2700 FPS, 1975 joules, 90 grain, and we're looking at going from tier 3 to tier 4 with it. And then you have the Barnes TSX, which is a hollow point. Oh, that's interesting. The little icon here has one for the polymer tipped hollow point, a one for the soft point, and then nothing for the hollow point. I don't know. Anyway, it's 250 FPS out of the barrel, 908 joules, and a 78 grain bullet. And this is also a tier 3. So this is going to cover your tier 3 and your tier 4 range. We got 20 of each, so we've picked up those. So that's what we're looking at with the 224. Maybe a very interesting round. I think it could be a fun round to use if it's accurate enough. We'll find out in a little bit. And if we jump over to the last rifle, actually, before we do that, let's just bring up that Steyr Scout real quick. See, I think the Scout even looks better than that other thing. My gosh, that Valkyrie's hideous. And I think the Scout's pretty hideous, but it looks good now. It is no longer the ugliest gun in game. The new Hawk Long Range takes that. Jeez. But on to the Mordecai Doublejab. So this is your break action. It only holds 2 rounds of the 416 Remington Magnum, and it is, of course, going to be a tier 6. So we'll go ahead and claim him and inspect him. And this is a gorgeous gun. So let me try to kind of rotate through here. Just kind of look through the whole piece here. I mean, there is a ton of detail on this guy. So you've got an elephant, you've got the lines. Are those baboons? Meerkats? I don't know what that is. I can't zoom in any closer. I'm going to say it's elephant, meerkats, and an eagle. I don't know. But yeah, this guy, they knocked out the detail on this, just knocked it out of the park. So the Special 416 bore game rifle, every mountaintop is within reach if you just keep climbing, for 400 grain bullets. Yeah, so the attention to detail on this guy, the design, I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous looking. I think the only thing that really comes close to it is going to be Cinnamon Sky. And to be honest, I think that it may top Cinnamon Sky. Cinnamon Sky is nice, but I think the new kid on the block here, the Mordecai Doublejab, I think it actually looks a little better. So it's definitely gorgeous. Let's go take a look at the ammo for this monster. So get all the way down to the bottom again. And we'll just start with the Bullseye 4000, the free ammo. So this is a 450 grain bullet. 2150 FPS coming out with 6,264 joules of energy at the muzzle. So the free ammo is a monster. If we go to the 5000, we drop down to a 400 grain, 2400 FPS, and 6,900 joules out of the barrel. So we went from 62 to 6935. Monster, monster, monster. And then we go to the Swift A-frame. That's another 400, 2400 FPS, and exactly the same. What? So you got a soft point, a soft point. What's the difference here? You've got 1 additional foot-pound of energy. 2400 FPS, 2400 FPS, 400 grain bullet, 400 grain bullet. I'm not sure that there isn't a typo here. Because, I mean, those are legitimately, I mean, they're identical. Don't know why you would choose the Federal over the Llewellyn's or vice versa. I guess maybe choose the 5000s because they're $5 cheaper. They have the same joules. There's 1 foot-pound less of energy, but I'm going to suspect that one of those two is probably wrong. I don't know. I'll have to bring it up. But yeah, something seems a little askew with that. All right, but we've got them now, so let's close out of the... Oh, we need to go to the gear and pick up our new collar. So this is the universal e-collar. It does have low fit and high fit, which is actually an improvement, maybe. I'm not sure how it's going to work yet, but perhaps it actually only calls in low fit males. For something like the Kiyi, the low fit would also call in females, so you had to speed call and work your way through the females to get the low fit males. This is saying that it's going to attract low fit males, so definitely we'll have to take a look at that and see if that's the case. That may be a trip over to Tikamoon, or maybe if we can find some wolves, it would work on wolves. But definitely a predator collar check is needed for that. So let's claim this guy. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start with the lever action. We're going to... All right, so that's the free round. That's the hammer down. This is the expander. Barnes expander handgun. All right, let's equip that. All right. And we are going to put the 21x scope on it. Way overkill for the range that this is really going to be effective at, but that's all right. And we'll go ahead and grab the 224, equip it. We'll grab some ammo for it. So we've got the Accutip here. We'll put the fusion in slot 2. And we'll put the TSX in slot 3. Oh, let me get that collar. All right. So we now have 2 of the new weapons. Oh, I need to put the scope on here. So we've got 2 of the new weapons and the new collar. I'm going to go ahead and grab the giraffe, throw it in here just in case. All right, so I think it was around 11. Yeah, so it's 11 o'clock. Let's just walk down to the river. Well, if I can get out. Let me out. So you can't really see much on the rifle in the field, but ooh, that thing is ugly. All right, so let's go shoot something. And again, I'm not going to get into a deep dive into how well these work or anything. We'll shoot them a few times. We'll try the color a few times. But yeah, we're not going to get into the details on it just yet. So there's your collar. How do you change? Okay, maybe I need to change something here. What am I after? Aim. Active gears on. Collar name on. Okay. Yeah, that'll be better. wait. So how? Why is it showing elk? Is there a way to change it? I can't imagine it would use that same call for everything. The hell is... Let's go to the encyclopedia and see if it shows us how to change it. Alright, so gear... Animal specific calls installed. But how do you change to the different animals? Alright, I don't know. Let's see if we can find a deer down here. There should be some deer around somewhere. There's some deer. Alright. Unfortunately, the wind is blowing right at them. I don't know. This is intriguing. I'm probably missing something simple and obvious. If I figure it out before this video goes live, I'll add in some text or something to describe how it actually works, how you change things or something. I don't know. Alright, so we should have some deer down here. So we're about 250 away. Alright, so we're close enough now. Let's go ahead and bring up the collar. I just don't understand why it's on elk. Oh, we need to fix that real quick. Yeah, and I definitely don't see any deer responding yet. And using the mouse wheel is changing to a different gear slot. Using the mouse wheel here just changes from low to high fits. Left and right arrows, movement arrows. Now there's got to be some trick to it. Unless maybe there were no high fits, maybe. I don't know. That seems suspicious. Yeah, I mean, they're just doing their thing. This is not doing anything for them. So there must be a way to change. Oh, there we go. All right, so I had to press on my mouse wheel, and then you can change. Okay. All right, that's better. So all I did was press the mouse wheel and then scroll up and down to select the different animals, and then it automatically selects them. Okay, no clue how that's going to work on controllers, but that's how it works on the PC. Much better. Okay. I knew there had to be a trick. I just had to figure it out. So again, that's just pressing on your middle mouse wheel if you have the middle mouse button, and it will allow it to change, which should mean there's going to be a keybind for it, I assume. Hmm. Or not. I don't know. Either way, we should now have something responding. Or not. Really? Oh, they're mule deer, not whitetail. Well, now it's not letting me change. What in the heck? Okay, press and hold here will do it. Okay. Yeah, so you have to press it and hold it, and not while the collar is up, apparently. Yeah, okay. Wait a minute, did I change it? No, I'm a mule deer. Okay. Sorry, guys. Learning as we go here. All right, so let's take a look with our camera. Yeah, we've got this guy back here in the back coming in. So that's perfect. So we can see him coming up through there. So we've got the 44 here. We've got 1600. We're at about 100 yards. Yeah, about 1600 joules here. Let's go to soft point. Hit the collar again. All right, so back to the rifle here. So now we've got the more powerful rounds. No, we don't. We've got the soft point, which are 1700, not anything massive. And then the other hollow points. Sounds really weird. And something odd pops up. I can't put a mouse on it, but back where the hammer is, oh, something pops up. I guess those were the more powerful ones because we're back down to 900. All right, so let me hit the collar again. And do we want to go... Let me make sure where this guy's at. All right. Let's go with a more powerful round just for safety's sake here. And watch it when it cycles. I can't tell what's popping up. Something weird's going on there, though. And it just doesn't sound that great. I don't know what we're zeroed at. We'll say we're probably at 150 now. We're going to let these guys get a little closer. Still getting some odd lag switching between stuff. I don't know. So there he comes. Oh, we got two there we can choose from. So we got a 2-star mature, and we've got a 2-star mature. So it doesn't really matter. Let's just pop him. Well, looks like that's going to do everything we need. He's going down for sure. Oh, right there, faceplant. So let's shoot this guy a couple more times just to hear what it sounds like. And that's me just holding it. I don't like the sound of the lever racking. And again, something just looks weird. The way it pops up, I don't know, something's weird back there. Alright, let's go pick this guy up. I mean, granted, this isn't exactly a huge test. We weren't very far away. What in the world? Apparently, I shot this guy with the takedown at some point. Barely hit him. Wow. All right. That's funny. So we got pretty good cone damage here. It's hard to see it with the collars I have. But you can see we're way off from the heart. And we got nice cavity, nice big cone of cavity damage. You can see it here. That's really wide. So that's going to do a lot of cavity damage. That's nice. Energy was plenty. It's right in the range for the whitetail at 100 meters. This is not a long distance type of round, so don't expect this to be your 1,000-yard shot type of rifle. But yeah, man, that's got a huge cone of cavity. Gosh, huge cavity cone. I know it's hard to see because of the colors I have and all that. But that is, you can kind of see it here. I mean, that is a monster. That's the type of cavity damage I would wish they would have used for just hollow points in general. But that's a big one. Let's see what this guy would have been. 56%, so not exactly a monster. All right, so that's the new 44. So we're gonna run down this way and see if we can find something to shoot with the 224. Oh, actually, I need to go back and pay attention to the size of the 100 cents dot. So that's not bad. Again, you're not going to be taking shots with this at 1,000 yards. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. Now if we go to the Valkyrie. Yeah, that's not that amazing, actually. To be touted as a super accurate, that's not that great. After I get done in here, I will pull the numbers on them, and we'll take a look at how it compares to the other accurate rifles in game. But just looking at that, it looks like the, oh, hang on, what we got up here? It looks like the new 300 PRC actually is more accurate than the 224. And that's just eyeballing it. That's not anything that's been measured yet, just eyeballing it based on my memory. So that's going to put this probably closer to the 338 in terms of accuracy. That's not really what I'm looking for in a highly accurate smaller caliber rifle. The 224, I was really hoping was going to have a tiny little Hunterson's dot there. Can't let it. See, I mean, we're 125 yards out, and you're not going to be making a extremely precise shot with this. I wish I could go prone, but wow. I shot right over him. The sound on this guy. I'm not sure if I like it or not. So it is a 10+1. I forgot to check on the other one. So it'll hold 9, so it's 8. Well, it's not 8+1, it just holds 9. I guess you could call it 8+1. 8 in the tube and then the 1 in the chamber for the 44. Let's shoot that again. I like the long report and echo, but I don't know. I don't hate it. It doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, we're not really going to be able to tell too much about it shooting these guys. It's hard to see the cavity, but again, it's got a surprisingly wide cone on this particular round. So it was the Accutip. I mean, I don't know. It's not as accurate as I hoped it would be, and it sounds kind of odd. I don't know. All right, let's go pick up the big boy. So we'll just fly back to the house. If it'll let me. We'll pick up that double barrel. Just so we can shoot it. Alright. Let's get some ammo in this guy. So we've got the free. So we will jump over to the Bullseye 5000. I'm definitely going to have to do some testing because I just don't think that this is right. Alright, so here's our... Oh, that looks nice. Oh, I forgot to even look to see if you could put a scope on it. I assumed you wouldn't be able to, but let me double check. Yeah, we cannot. Okay. It's hard to really judge a lot on the open sights in terms of the accuracy because of the dot, but it looks like it's going to be fairly... Wow. That has no drop hardly. What in the world? Those giant rounds and not much drop. Alright. Let's go jump in the Jeep so we can get down there a little faster. I definitely need to do some testing with these guys though. But that's not what this is about. This is just first look. Kind of get an idea of what they look like, how the collar works. Alright. Oh, hang on. They're alerted. We'll just give them some time to calm down. Let you kind of look at the rifle. Boy, it looks good. Alright, let's see if these guys are calm now. Still alerted. You know what, though? That might be the, man. Really tough to tell, but I think I'm going to take this shot, see what we get. Oh, I just blasted 3 of them. I don't know if I killed any of them. I don't know that I've ever hit 3 deer with one shotgun. Jiminy crickets. I saw the one walking over, so I just went ahead and took the shot. Well, we get shot 1 that we're going to kill, and we hit 2 others that's... Oh my gosh. Alright. I don't know how much energy left when this thing came out, but let's see if we can find the blood over here. I think it went over this way, maybe. Yeah, we got some blood here. We got blood here. That was really not my plan to take a shot that quick, but that's alright. Hopefully we find this guy pretty quickly. I don't even know if this is the guy or the girl. I don't know which one we ended up killing. Or how far. It's a gut shot, so it's probably going to be a ways. I didn't want him to run off, so I was going to go quick anyway, but she walked across, I figured why not. Didn't expect to hit 3 though. I may have to shoot another one with this one before we wrap up just to try to get a little more realistic shot. But we'll see. I mean... where did it go? Oh, right there it is. And I will shoot it a few more times to hear it here once we find this deer. Definitely without having any scope on it, this is not going to be one of your long-range shooting rifles by any stretch. Maybe if you got a really, really big screen, you can stretch it out a little further, but it's a blood gas. I'll turn back it this way. And this is why you don't like making gut shots, because you track them forever. I'll run down here and pick up another deer, maybe. Jeez. I'm definitely going to have to spend some time with these rifles, though, just to test them out. I have some suspicions with some of the values we're seeing, some of the names. Oh, dear God. Ah. I thought she was going to come up through here. Dang it. That was a horrible attempt. I just saw one take off to the right, which is probably the one that was bedded down. We'll find out here in a minute. Yeah, we've got pacing. Oh my gosh. Okay, she's down. She, he, whatever it is. That's a he. Yeah, so we knew that we gut shot it. I'm honestly kind of surprised that that wasn't an instant kill. I mean, we hit with 5,000 joules. I mean, I know it's stomach, but still, man. And we passed through with, what is it? 938 joules. So we passed through with more than the 44 has with some of the rounds at 90 yards. All right. Didn't really learn much from that. Had a decent little cone. You know, that is not as robust. I'm glad it's not super loud, but it just doesn't have the depth that I expected. But listen to the brake action. I don't know. Not a huge fan of that. Let's see if we see anything down here. So none over here on this side, but we've got the ones further over. So we've got these guys down here. Let's just go that way. Again, I think that it's too early to make any type of definitive calls on the ammo and the weapons themselves. I'm going to have to do some testing. I'm going to go ahead and call just so we can get a good frontal shot on something here. Oh, wait a minute. What did I have it on? Oops, wrong one. These were whitetail, aren't they? No, they're mule deer. I had it right. Dang it. I thought this was where the whitetail set up. Alright, mule deer. So we'll take him out when he gets down here. Unless he stops broadside right there. Can we take that shot? Yep. I was going to say, that better drop him. Oh, I was behind. I missed. Not surprising. Oh, that was way over his back. Alright, well. Don't think we're going to get any more pot shots at anything. We've got some over here. And we've got a little fox. Let's see if we can see well enough to do anything with that. Wow, I think... Can't change the zero, of course. I tried it just to make sure. You're going to have to put the crosshair on top of them and kind of be hidden, but I just hit 2 more with 1 shot. We'll go look at that here in a second. Let's go take a look at this guy. There's not a lot of drop even at 400 yards, so that's pretty insane. You can't see very well to take the shot, but there's not much drop to it. Let's see how this hit. Alright, so a little more realistic shot. And we definitely blew out the left lung. We're only at 100 yards, 100 meters. But that's more along the lines of what I would expect to have happen shooting a deer. We came out with almost 1,500 joules of energy with this one. We hit at 59.62 at 100 meters. So yeah, this is a monster. The cavity damage is not like massively huge, but it looks like it's pretty deep. So we didn't need the cavity damage. We did penetration kills on both lungs. So yeah, I mean, we're talking about a massively powerful rifle here. So we hit these over here. So we're going to go run and check them out. I saw it hit at least 2 of them. not a fan of that. It's got an odd echo, like you're in a, like recorded in a studio, like a room with an echo. Let me just change here. Oh, just not a big fan of that. Oh. Oops. Definitely didn't hit him. I should have paid attention. I definitely would have shot him on my way up here if I'd paid attention. And we certainly had passed through at 400 meters. Now, may have been passed through a tail, an ear, I don't know. Nothing slinged here dead, so it wasn't a great shot. Yeah, we didn't kill either of them. Kind of surprised that we hit them. That's a long ways when you have no scope. And we're on just a backup save. That's why I don't care. I'm being silly with it. But that's the new stuff. So, am I super stoked with the options that we got? Yeah, I kind of am. I like having the ultra powerful 416, not Rigby, but I like that. I think it's a unique piece to add in. Would I have rather had it with a scope? Yeah, I would have. But it's a gorgeous gun. They did a great job on that. It's very, very pretty. It hits like a truck. We've seen that already. Um, not a big fan of the sound. And that's across the board. The shooting, it just doesn't exude that extreme 416 power. I mean, that's a big round that we're talking about here. And that just doesn't sound good. Sorry, I just not a fan of that. The power is great. The look is fantastic. I think it's the prettiest gun in game. For the 44 mag, again, yeah, we kind of walked through it. It's okay. Um, it's not the ultra powerful 4570 or whatever that we kind of expected to see. Um, Technically, it has a little more power than the managed recoil and stuff, but it's a bigger round. It is a 44 versus a 30, so it is a little bit bigger. Um, it's got some weird stuff going on too. Oh, look here. Hang on just a second. We're gonna pop a badger, or try to anyway. Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, we got you that time, didn't we? I'm actually shocked. I must have just barely nicked him on that first shot. I don't know. What in the world? Oh, I remember this guy. He wasn't over here, but I remember this guy. Actually, girl. But yeah, just barely brushed the leg. Still not enough to get flesh damage. And yeah, not a good shot here either. But we did manage to do, look at that, 6,574 joules. Jeez. Oh, that's funny that I hit two that I'd already hit with the arrows. That's funny. But anyway, so the 44, not something I'm going to be running. The 224, if it were a little more accurate, that would have been something that I would potentially have used to take out small game. It's not that accurate. I'll do some testing with it, but yeah, not extremely excited about any of them really, which is disappointing because they're really cool rounds. A 224 Valkyrie is great. A 416 again to me, why not the Rigby? But the 416 Remington Magnum, um, that's just a monster round. That's very cool to see. The 44 Mag, it's a good lever action round. It's kind of fitting for a lever. So it's interesting. I like that they brought in new calibers with these weapons. So that part is cool. Um, that Valkyrie is hideous. Oh my gosh, is it hideous? Now I do think that the 44 looks nice. So it's pretty. It's not anything compared to the 416, but yeah, it's pretty. And the e-collar. So not what I was hoping for an e-collar, and I'm not sure why they went this route. Um, Effectively, it seems to me like it replaces all of your collars. And what's what's the point in doing that? So I don't know why you put in an e-collar that you still have to work exactly the same way that just replaces all the other collars. I I don't really understand it. I well, I completely wish that this was a type of collar that you would sit down on the ground and turn on, and it would automatically call. But it's not. It's still the same collar mechanic that you have with all the other collars. The good thing is when you're hunting areas that have a lot of different animals and you don't care what you're after, you can just take this and call in whatever you want. But if we had something we could set down and just turn on, then that would have been really nice because you could set it up, say, turn it on for predators, and let it be calling in predators on its own, nonstop. Think about the lynx; they take forever to call in. This would have been a great option to make that less annoying, to be honest. Um, but instead, it's just a handheld caller. Again, very cool that we have 47 different animals that it'll call in. That's just crazy. Yeah, you don't have to buy anything else. You buy it once and you're done. Um, well, you don't even buy it, you just claim it. So if you get the DLC, you have this and you can call in everything. So you save, I say you save a ton of money, but colors aren't really expensive and money's pretty easy to come by. But it's very nice. Um, it does allow you to kind of circumvent leveling up your collars too. You can certainly only need to level up to 2 now. If you're using this, you don't have that third level that you even have to have. I think that you would naturally get it if you're using the collars, but you don't need that third level. So I don't know. The collar just kind of fits in weird to me. It is nice that it calls in everything. I'm glad for that. But what what's its purpose? What is it fulfilling in game other than giving you one collar that calls everything? It doesn't make it any better, doesn't make it any faster. It doesn't, take away the having to call every 45 seconds. It it just skipped over the worst part of calling in the game and left it alone. But it is very cool that you can carry this and have all the animals. That's a huge win. That absolutely is. Huge fan of that. Just wish they had maybe approached it a little bit differently. But that's that. All right. So again, I am definitely going to put in a follow-up video. I'm not sure how soon I'll be able to get it to be done and come out. If I can get it to come out, today, then I will. Um, but that's rushing things. It's not a lot of time to get all of that done But I will definitely be doing a follow-up video testing these rifles a little bit. I think that we need to see all the different rounds in action, get into a little more depth, take a look at the accuracy, of course, take a look at what type of energy drops we have. I'm not going to be going through and doing the full 1,000 meter uh, measurements yet, not for that video. But we will look at what type of drop off we have at some longer ranges. I think we'll probably get a tick a moon and just hunt a bunch of different stuff with the three different rifles. I mean the 416s, it's got Africa written all over it. Come on, that's perfect for the capes and for the bison in Alaska. So, but we'll go to Africa. We'll play around with these rifles. We'll shoot some stuff, see how they do. Maybe I'll set up some sort of like repeatable test at some yardage and run through it or something. I don't know, but I'm definitely going to have to dig into the rifles a little more than just this quick glimpse. But there you have it. All right, so that is. Let me jump to the. Oh, okay. To the name again. That is the Hunter's Advantage Pack. So that's the first look at it. Again, unless the dates change, it should be live now. So there's a quick look at it. All right, guys, that's it. We're wrapped up. Y'all have a good night. God bless, and happy hunting.